name's Janet Radford, and I'm working at the Beehive oven at Dr. Hart's Hart Square, and this is Catherine Evans with me. She's been cooking, and you know, Jeremiah Evans, her husband, is going to come, and he's going to stoke the fire. We've been blessed that he's getting it ready for us today. And then we'll actually make some cornbread for you. Thanks, Jeremiah.
Look.
You know, I've been doing this for so long, and I'm about to get old enough that I can't do it all day, every day for Hart Square. So I'm really blessed that Catherine and the younger generation is taking over. And Ira is here as well. She's somewhere with the children. But they're both going to be doing the oven one day when I'm not here, and we're just thrilled to have them here. Catherine, let's make some cornbread. All the ingredients are in the jar that Catherine has. There are two different jars. The liquid jar has a cup of buttermilk, 1 egg, and 1/4 of a cup of oil. And the dry is 1 cup of cornmeal, 1 heaping tablespoon of flour, 1 heaping tablespoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking
Mommy.
soda.
I didn't take my shoes off. Mama did.
Okay.
We're
Good.
playing.
You're so cute today. You go back to the fence. We're going to make today what we call corn fritters. And they're in a special little pan, and Catherine will bake those for you, and then we will show you what they look like.
When it comes to making the cornbread in the Beehive oven, it's hard to tell what temperature it is compared to what we do nowadays.
Oh my God.
One thing that we used to do is throw cornmeal in, and if it burned, it was too hot, but if it just browned, then it was just right for us. Another thing that you can do is you can hold your arm in the oven. Of course, the fire's got to be died down. You got to push the coals to the side. But if you can hold your arm in the oven for about 10 seconds, then it's about 400 degrees.
You know, one of our most frequently asked questions is, how hot is your oven? And when I bake it at home in my oven, I bake it 400 degrees for 10 minutes or until it's golden brown on top, depending on how thick you've got your corn fritters or your muffins. But here we have to go by time because we don't really know the temperature. So usually our first corn fritters come out in 5 to 10 minutes, and when it gets down to 20 to 30 minutes, that's too long for a corn fritter. That's the kind of thing you want to bake pastry slowly.
Come here. You gonna carry this? We're gonna take it to the kitchen.
Now that Caroline and Catherine have made our cornbread and Jeremiah has stoked our fire, we are going to separate the coals. I'm going to rake the coals aside because we actually cook on this clay. When I get my coals all raked to the side, Catherine is actually going to put the cornbread in the center where the fire was. And we put the door on it. Now that the food's in there, we'll put the door on. It'll help keep the heat in. This is a tool that we use to take the corn fritters in and out of the oven because the clay is incredibly hot. One of the interesting stories from the past is baking cherry pie. You know, Ruth and Tom Bishop were just very close to Bob, and Ruth taught me how to do the oven, and cherry pie was Tom's very most favorite. And so she had bought one. Of course, it was froze. We took it out the night before. And so we didn't know that you had to do pastries in a cool oven. So we fired the oven and put this cherry pie into a very hot oven. When we took it out and checked it a few minutes later, it was black on top and frozen in the middle. So thus we have learned that you have to do cherry pies or apple pies, as we serve here at Hart Square, to whoever wins the sewing contest in a cool oven. Really hot ovens, several hundred degrees. I bake mine on 400. We know it's hotter than that. It'll bake in 5 minutes. And that's good for cornbread. I think the corn fritters that Catherine put in the oven may be done now. And she's going to take those out for us. And don't they look great? They're just little pieces of cornmeal, little corn fritters. You can bake thicker ones. Thicker they are, the more time you have to leave them in. They're absolutely wonderful. And you know, we fix those every year at Hart Square. We invite you to come down and sample some. There's always a line, but they are always absolutely wonderful when they just come out of the oven. So we hope you come and join us. We love doing this.